there's been a lot of physical auctions lately. Well, not a lot. It's not January in Scottsdale or what is it? February? No, when is Meekum Kissimmee? Whatever the Florida
it's in like
are.
April
that
or
might
something,
also
isn't
be
it?
January.
All right, maybe
It's
I
not.
don't know.
It's not August in Monterey, but we had a couple recent Broad Arrow auctions, one in Las Vegas and one in Zurich, and I thought it was a good time for an update on auction results, what we can learn from the market based on those, and what we can learn in general about the strategies of selling via auction based on some of these auction results. So we're going to unpack them, reverse engineer them, and see what we can learn. So the Broad Arrow auction in Las Vegas, particularly for the in conjunction with the Las Vegas Concours, they published an 82% sell-through rate. We used the Hammer Price app to get the most up-to-date results, although that app failed us on the sell-through rate because they essentially listed all the cars as sold, even if it was a high bid reserve not met. So if you looked at the app, it looked like it was 100% sell-through rate minus one car, but then you went on Broad Arrow's site and they showed the cars still for sale. So we had to kind of figure out which ones didn't actually sell.
Do you have like a context or an idea? Is 82% normal? Is that low? Is that
82% high? Is normal for a physical auction. That's higher than most of the online auctions get. We did unpack this earlier this year, and I think Bring a Trailer's around the 75% mark.
Oh, that's right, because we pulled all that data from all that.
I think Cars and Bids was around 72% if memory's serving me correctly. But we typically see above 80% for the physical auctions. And of course, Barrett-Jackson is all no reserve, so it's going to be 100%. But does a high sell-through rate mean it's a good thing for the sellers?
Well, Doug.
Let's start with the big
about 5 seconds.
Money. Start with the big money. The Veyron market is back up with one leading the Las Vegas auction, hammered at $2 million. And, of course, it was surrounded by the largest gathering, I believe, of Veyrons ever for the Concours event. So that probably fed the hype there. Similar cars were selling 1.5, 1.7 recently. So that's an uptick there.
Okay. And the 300 SL that was auctioned there also went like pretty...
The Roadster?
Yeah.
It went for gullwing money.
It was spicy.
Yes. I think it was 1.8. But apart from the big numbers that we see, the average car that sells, is it a benefit to sell it at a big-time auction or an online auction like Bring a Trailer, Cars and Bids? So let's look at a few examples. One, BMW Z8 Topaz Blue over Crema, which I took particular interest in because I've been looking for one. 28,000 miles, bid to $240,000. Now that compared to an almost identical car, same spec, same mileage, that sold for $251,000 on Cars and Bids just a few months ago.
Ooh.
And if you were on Cars and Bids, the seller would have net $251,000 versus the $240,000. If it had sold there, the seller would have net $210,000-ish.
Whoa, gosh, right. What a hit.
Right. Let's see. This is a great example. A 2006 Gallardo with 6,700 miles. It hit that exact car bid to 96.5 earlier this year on Bring a Trailer. And I believe it was the same dealer that ran it on Bring a Trailer that also sold it at Broad Arrow. So you'd think if it sold at Broad Arrow, it would go for more, right?
Oh, you would think.
They didn't take 96.5?
Yeah.
No, it sold for 92.5 at Broad Arrow, which if you take the seller fee out of it, that is $82,500. A $14,000 hit from reserve not met on Bring a Trailer. I think they should have taken that number. Plus, they had to ship it out to the auction. An online auction comes to you. The epic fail, or we'll say the epic fail on the estimating side, there was a 1953 Hanson Cobra Motorama, which if you don't know what that is, I didn't before I saw this one either. I do now, of course. The estimate was $150,000 to $200,000. It sold for 40.
Oh, Ooh, I have one almost as good.
Yeah?
There is a 1964 and a half Ford Mustang GT350 CR continuation retractable prototype. I didn't know what the heck this was. It's essentially somebody that got Carroll Shelby's blessing to make this recreation resto mod thing. Estimated 100 to 150, sold for 25.
You didn't let me guess.
Oh, sorry.
I was going 20 right there.
Oh, golly.
It's
not.
You can get Carroll Shelby. You could have gotten Carroll Shelby's blessing on a lot of things. Yeah.
What I will say, though, is after looking at all these results, I paid attention to the estimates and what things sold for. And I noticed that all the blue chip stuff that we had talked about, the Veyrons, the 300 SLs, all that was like gangbusters.
And a Corvette C5.
Well, we'll get there, Doug. We'll get there. I was ahead of the curve, is all I'm going to say. All of the other stuff is below estimate, even if it's sold. And sometimes significantly. Your 911s, your M3s, your Dodge Vipers, all of the more typical attainable enthusiast stuff, down.
And not to skip to the conclusion, but we'll give you the conclusion now so you don't have to listen to the rest if you don't want to. But that's what we tend to see. The really excellent blue chip stuff, or the stuff that you're on the leading edge of a market rising, can do very well at those auctions. Especially since you remove kind of the commenters that say, well, I could have bought one for this, I could have bought one for that. Here's this car just sold. You remove all of that kind of negative transparency in a sense.
Well, and you throw in a couple of $30 martinis.
Exactly.
And my God.
And sellers can do very well. But for the 80% in between, the box and whisker plot cars, the ones that fall,
Yes.
the non-outliers, I just don't understand the model. You're always better served to go to an online auction, because even if it doesn't go as well, it has to go 25% less well to make up for all the fees.
Yes. The fees are intense, and it's why these auction companies can stay in business when they're taken from both ends of the deal. They're making out well. The house always wins.
Yes.
I will say, even looking at the Zurich cars, it's the same stuff.
Yep.
I honestly forgot I was looking at an auction in a European market until I saw like a 911 GT3 Club Sport. And I was like, What the heck? Oh, that's right.
And we learned something else from that auction as well that we've talked about. And that's that the Europe to US arbitrage is essentially all but over. Prices are really strong there. The exchange rate sucks. It's up. It's 1.1615-ish now, euro to US, and it was 1.1 last year. The tariffs add insult to injury. And side note, it's ridiculous that they apply to classic cars, but they do. So a 91 Diablo is 600 miles, sold for $435, the US equivalent over there. A 94 XJ220 with 200 miles, silver over gray, sold for $485 US equivalent. So that's close to $600K by the time you get it here, which is top of market. But then the seller's only netting like $400.
Yep. Taking a bath.
Yeah, I've been eyeing a green on tan XJ220 in Europe. And it's a nice price. It's €350. But by the time I get it here with everything added on, it's $500,000. And I'm just like,
insanity.
It's
so much.
Yeah.
And I don't know why on used cars. I don't get it.
A year ago, if I bought it for €350, I'd be in at $400 delivered.
Yeah.
And it's changed dramatically.
It's insanity.
So to go back on the point that I just made, though, there's a couple cars, normal cars, that sold really well at this auction.
There are.
So we have to give credit where credit is due. 91 NSX with 7,700 miles, red on black, 137.5 Hammer, which well exceeded recent transactions on all the internet sites. And but again, that's what you have to do to net proper. So the seller nets a little bit above $122,000, which is a fantastic net for the seller.
There was a 98 pace car, Doug, that sold hammered at 45.
5,000 miles. That was a very, very good result for that seller.
Now, this is probably an outlier car. It was owned by Team Scandia since like the 98 Indy race. They bought it from the Indy Motor Speedway. It was driven by Parnelli Jones. It had all of the things that you want on a
all
pace
the
car.
Things.
So that means mine must have been worth 35, and I've been had.
Lest I knock the physical auctions too much, there is a component of them that really is cool that cannot be replicated by the online auctions. The online auctions are generally better for sellers, but the physical auctions create a buyer experience that is unmatched. It is a lot of fun, sometimes expensive, but worth it, and a lot of fun to go to these auctions because the culture, the buzz, just the atmosphere that surrounds the excitement of the cars being on display. You see them in person, so it's like going to an exotic car show. And then, even getting a bidder pass, even if you are, a bottom feeder and can only place the opening bid, is so much fun to be a part of that, to see the numbers physically transacting, to get expensive cocktails and to sit in the room while people are spending millions of dollars. It can't be replicated online. And actually buying a car there is a whole nother rush that is, again, not able to be replicated. So I think they will always have their place in that regard because it really is a pretty special experience. Let's switch over to some recent crazy online auction results as well, because those merit talking about. A green Diablo 6.0 Verde Hydra recently set a record on Bring a Trailer. It was not low miles. It was around 19,000 miles. Sold on Bring a Trailer for $890,000. Whoa. And the seller nets, you got it, $890,000.
Oh, that math is easy.
That math is real easy. Well, I mean, minus the prep costs, because they use Motive Archive to, photograph the car and video it, and they did an amazing job. But, what do they charge? Maybe 5%, I would guess, to prep all that, or maybe a fixed fee, but on $890,000 versus 10% each way to a physical auction house. That's a big result. It's a new market setting for either green cars or Diablo 6.0s. I'm not sure which was a bigger driver of that.
Green is so hot right now, Doug. It's hot.
Really unfortunate.
Yeah.
Because 10 years ago, that just would have been a green Diablo.
Well, and I've talked to you and John Sable a lot. And 10, 15 years ago, like Aventurine, the color of my 968 that I loved, was kind of a kiss of death for a car. Nobody wanted it. Nobody cared.
Mm-hmm. And then we had a 2011 GT3 RS in gray black that went reserve not met for $512,000 on Bring a Trailer. It only had 1,600 miles.
Ooh.
But to me, that result is asinine. That car was shopped around forever in the low fours last year, and nobody found a home for it. And it just kind of went to one dealer, price went up, another dealer, price went up more, another dealer, price went up more, which seems to be happening a lot in a bunch of different markets lately. And you wonder, the bidding, the bidders all looked legitimate and the bids looked legit, but you wonder and go, one, why did BAT take a reserve higher than that when the market doesn't support that? And two, what's really going on that the seller didn't take 512? Because that's more than anyone's been willing to pay in the last year for a gray car with red graphics. So I don't know. Maybe shenanigans. Maybe I'm just behind on the market.
Yeah.
But the one I want to highlight. Do you have ones you want to highlight before?
No.
Okay.
This is honestly the Corvette pace car. That was just
yes, I know. The one I wanted to highlight because it's cool and not super appreciated, and it's not caught up in all this speculation, is a midnight blue 986.2 Boxster with a 3.6 swap.
Oh,
that sold on P-Car Market. It's one of the coolest things I've seen in a while. It had the proper wheels, proper stance, good color. it was a set of sport seats away from the perfect spec 987. It sold for like 26 grand.
Such
an S too.
It looks so good. The wheels are fantastic. The color's amazing. It has a full leather center console, which I adore. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Just and honestly, I have not been a fan of the recent trend of taking 991 wheels and putting them on older cars. Because I think the steering wheel looks a little too modern.
Steering
Sorry,
wheel. I was like, they put 20s on a Boxster.
No. The steering wheel. But I think they used a very like base model. I don't know what the wheel came from, but it actually kind of works in this car.
It does.
It looks really good.
It does. Everything about it was good.
The
just needed better
gauges.
seats.
Oh,
yeah. Oh. So props to a overlooked, not publicized auction result. Whoever got that is going to have a barrel of fun for less than 30 grand. That brings us to our ever popular Plate 2 sample game brought to us by SolinSpine.com. Go see Dr. Hoover over at Solon Spine. Even if you're not from Ohio, it is worth the trip to get fixed properly. I know people that ship their cars across country to have them worked on. Why not your body? It is far more important than your car.
Well, no, it isn't.
So the name of the game is we read off a vanity plate and the other person has to guess not what it means, because they're usually patently obvious, but what it means about the owner. What car do they drive based on what they have chosen to advertise about their personalities on their plate? And before we get into that game, speaking of plates, we do have a gift from Ed Krakowiak, who sent us this sign for our plate sample thing. Tyler, you have a gift.
Ooh, I have a gift.
It actually has nothing to do with plates, but he did ask for a plate in return that we signed, but he sent you a hand burned coaster with 997 GT3 on it, just like yours.
Thank you so much. I love it.
Yep.
And they've got my name.
It's got your name on it.
Amazing.
And then he also complained that if you buy a McLaren from McLaren Chicago, you get this dinky little plastic plate insert. So he asked for us to send one of our nice metal ones made for us by Celebrity Machines back, and we'll have the podcast crew sign it. So we're going to do that for Ed. You can buy your own on nutsforsticks.com. All right, how many companies can we push right here in the middle of the segment? First plate for you to guess.
Yes, I'm ready.
Are you ready? Okay. Oh, no.
Uh-oh. Are you ready?
One of these in HEIC, and so it's not in... Wait, yes, it is. Okay, sorry. Just kidding.
Ethan's going to be so mad.
Is from Brandon S.
Hopefully not
regular listener, big-time collector.
Nice.
175 PT885.
Oh...
175.885. I'll help you out there.
That's got to be like a top speed of the car. Yes, maybe. I don't know what. Is it a BMW of some sort?
Do you know this? Does this number ring a bell?
The specific number, no, but I think I know where this is going.
Well, quickly, where is it going?
It's a frequency, isn't it?
No. Nope. 175.885 is the average 24-hour speed of the Corvette C4 ZR1.
Oh.
Yes, when it broke the record for the most distance traveled in 24 hours. That was its average speed, 175.885. So it is on his Corvette C4 ZR1. Suggestion by me. Thank you very much. If you all want more great plate suggestions, let me know.
First one for you, Doug. Line them up. LINEEMUP.
Nissan R35 GTR.
No, but I see where you're going with that.
Street racing. Something. Corvette C7
That's
Z06.
Closer. It is a Dodge Charger.
All
EV.
Right.
Don't worry, Doug. Don't worry, Doug. The plate frame says, "I'm Italian. Meet my balls."
Okay, moving on. This one from Ryan on Instagram. Oklahoma plate. Bah hum. That's how I feel about your joke.
It's not my joke. It's the plate frame.
What?
It's a Volkswagen Bug.
Yeah!
Yoo-hoo! Yeah.
Nice. Bah humbug, for those of you
Alrighty.
not paying attention.
Thank you, Michael M., for the meatballs previously. But next up for you is NASDAQ, the stock exchange, NASDAQ.
Mercedes.
No, right.
Audi
Yeah. Ooh.
A8L.
It's an A7. Very close, though. But it
right
looks
track.
like a base A7.
Oh.
And it's in the left lane, tailgating a minivan. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you, Matthew S.
Yeah. All right. From Family Cruisin' on Instagram, SEC8.
Section. Anything, I guess, is going to be offensive. Altima.
No.
It's not an Altima.
No.
Is it a Ford Explorer from the mid-2000s?
No.
I give up guessing.
Other end of the spectrum. It is a brand new, fully blacked out Cadillac Escalade.
Oh, that's never would have guessed.
I think they're bragging that they're a slumlord.
My goodness. Next up for you, Doug. This comes from Adam W. 8-ball.
It's either Coke or a Magic 8-ball.
The second one.
Magic 8-ball. Is it like a V8?
No,
What am I missing?
It's a black new Beetle. It's round. It's shaped like a ball. It's a bit of a stretch, but I liked it. It was kind of cute.
I get that. Does it have like a panoramic roof where it like you can project answers? Okay. This one from downloading.
No,
from
thank you,
Green
downloading.
Mountain Gearhead on Instagram. Van Diesel, DZL. Van Diesel.
Like a Honda Odyssey?
Nope.
Whatever the heck he drove in, like the babysitter or whatever. I don't know. Chrysler Town and Country?
No.
What is it?
Van Diesel.
It's
It's a Sprinter diesel.
Ah!
Yeah.
Okay, I was stuck on the wrong part of that.
There
All right.
you go. But if it was a Porsche van, it would be one with DZL contrast graphics custom ordered from Porsche.
100%.
If you want to get
Your deviated I don't know.
deviated septum.
Next up for you, Doug, comes from Brian M. NB Yond. YOND. NB Yond.
It's an Infinity.
Yes, it is. Nice. Good job. Doesn't matter what kind of Infinity. QX80, who knows what that is. But it's a good plate.
Yes. Okay, last one for you. IH82W8. I hate to wait. This is from Tomboy on Instagram.
That's a BMW.
No.
A Camaro.
This is his plate, by the way. We had number submissions this week for people that they submitted their
Really?
plates. Section 8 was not one of them.
Yikes. It's like a Charger,
No.
a Corvette.
You're close with the Charger. That is the closest you have been and are going to get.
Okay, then what?
It's a 1984 Dodge Colt Turbo.
Oh my goodness! What a deep
Dan
cut.
approves.
What a deep cut. All right, Doug. Last plate for you. It's just yo with 5 O's.
I don't know.
It's an old Toyota pickup truck. You know, they would like take the
Toyota.
Yoda. Yeah. Doug's not impressed. Sorry, Brian M. Not
Way to
impressed.
end on a high note.
Look, Switchcars is the enthusiast dealership where we buy, sell, and consign only cars that we like ourselves. Check out our handpicked inventory online at switchcars.com and mention Switchcast for special pricing. You can find more information online at switchcars.com or come visit our showroom in beautiful Twinsburg, Ohio, where you can experience the Switchcars difference.
Thank you for joining us for Switchcast with Doug Tabbitt and Tyler Sanders, produced by Ethan Huffnagel. Switchcast is an automotive entertainment and opinion show, and nothing we say should be taken very seriously. We do not give tax, investment, legal, emotional, or professional advice, and the only licenses we hold are driver's licenses. The opinions expressed on this show are exclusively held by the people pontificating at that moment and do not reflect the values of our producers or sponsors. Our theme music is provided by Emily and Ivory. You can stream their full album on Spotify or SoundCloud. If you like this show, you can stream it in its entirety on your favorite audio podcast platform. Check out switchcast.live for more info.